but me and you, as far as our senses of humor being really synced up,
Yeah.
I feel like you and I are like, we're on the same boat. Because,
Totally.
I mean, I really wish he did something a cartoon idea that we kind of worked on for a little bit.
I know. I still talk about that.
Dude, I still think there's something there.
It was so funny.
Yeah.
What was that?
And there's technology we could do it now. I
Hey,
bet.
dude, that's what I'm saying with AI. So
Yeah.
I guess it might have been my initial brainchild. I don't know. I know I came up with the name of it.
Yes, you came up with a lot of it.
Yeah.
Should we
so
talk
I was
about
like,
any of it, or just wait until
No,
y'all create
because who
it?
knows if
Yeah.
it'll ever happen. It was
Exactly,
called. It was
dude.
about. It would have been like an Adult Swim style cartoon.
It's probably offensive now.
That-
It's
yeah.
probably canceled.
Yeah, there was a bit about these homeless people and beach with their own ridiculous backstories. But it was a play on "Home is where the heart is." It was called "Home is where the park is."
Oh.
In that one, and it was. I know we had the Jiminy character. We had the one guy had a really
Whistles. That was the main
whistles,
character,
and
right?
what was the guy's last
Like
name? Was like
Bull guy.
Remington, or he had some name.
Rockefeller.
Mr. Rockefeller. Like all these, with a crazy backstory.
I feel like Billy's got like a book at the house. He just
yeah.
sketched out all this.
And-
He's acting like, I
and
feel
the
like,
under,
I
and
remember
an
a little
underlying
bit.
thing was all of them were meth heads. Like one way or the other, but it wasn't even an important element. It's just, they're homeless, they're meth heads.
That's their.
And the one episode that I will always remember is Vitamin P.
Vitamin P.
I don't know if you remember, I remember that pretty detailed.
I do as well.
Which, explaining it to somebody, it really, we weren't on drugs when we write this stuff. It was just us being ridiculous. Yeah. And I don't even.
I love telling people about that episode.
Is it worth quickly telling people what
I
vitamin
think
P?
people would enjoy it.
Okay,
Let's
I'll
hear
let
it.
you do it, Billy.
Me? All right. Okay, so I think episode 1 was the main character was a roadie
Yes.
for a famous band, and he, throughout the course of the first episode, so many unfortunate things happened to him. Like, he gets his teeth bust out randomly, and this happened, he gets locked out of the venue, and all this stuff happens to where by the end of the episode, he straight up looks like someone that has been. What is the PC term for homeless? I don't even know what it is. It's like, I forget the name
Displaced persons
That is
or something.
Yeah. Just from here moving forward, I'm just saying that's what I mean whenever I say homeless.
Yeah.
The homeless.
So then they end up just leaving him there in the city. Episode 2 was something about an Asian food restaurant that they found out was putting shredded newspaper in their food, and then they eventually end up going to space or something, So then episode 3 was the big dog.
Yeah, dude.
So it opens with the scene of the 3 homeless guys sleeping in the park, and I think Mr. Rockefeller reaches over and grabs it, and it's kind of by a fire, a little fire in a barrel. He reaches over, takes a sip out of a can, and you see him just like a wretch, and he's about to, and he gets real mad, but then you see him stop, and he kind of thinks something, and then it fades into the next morning.
Yeah. He had an
And
idea.
they're showering, getting ready for the day. Mr. Rockefeller comes up, and he's with his
Rockefeller.
newspaper cummerbund and his McDonald's straw cigarette holder, and he's like says, gentlemen, he's like, last night I awoke in the middle of the night, and I reached over to get a drink of my beverage as I usually do, and he's like, whenever I tasted a taste, of course I'm used to tasting, and that was Whistles' pee, because he did not want to get up and go to the bathroom, so he peed in my can. And he's like, I began to get very upset until I noticed a calming come across me. And he's like, and that's whenever I remembered that Whistles was doing a downer drug that evening, and he had peed in there, and I was getting that effect. And ultimately, he explains how he realizes that when you pee, that takes all the bad things out of your body. Drugs are the bad things that are coming out of your body, so you can have that effect without having to do the drugs.
Yeah.
So he offers this idea that they're going to start an energy drink brand called Vitamin P, and they're just going to collect the pee from the junkies and from the crackheads, and so you've got your energy drink and you've got your relaxing drink, and so. Boom! Then you kick into a montage, right?
Right.
Where they're building these makeshift porta potties around
Yeah,
the
it's
city.
like
and they're doing all the
production thing, business
collecting
is
the pee,
booming.
sitting under there, and it's getting on their
Oh
face.
my
If you're into that,
That's hilarious.
so yeah. So then they start making money. They're oh my
Why
gosh, like,
wouldn't you?
oh yeah, and they're running this business. You see all this
So
technology
lucrative,
there.
homeless
Absolutely,
junkie
people.
biz.
I mean,
Just
hand over
unrealistic,
fist.
like
It's
from
it's
homeless
just coming in.
success out the ass.
Right?
And-
Yeah. And so then they sleep. I think it's their one final night. They're gonna sleep in the park, and then they've bought this like big office building that they're moving in to start their business, right? And they look around everything they've accomplished, and they're very proud, and they lay down to go to sleep, and the camera zooms in on his shirt, and you just see a little.
If you've ever seen the Alien, the original
Like
Alien,
just a little blow,
Oh,
just a
no.
little rumble,
A little,
under
yeah.
his shirt, like a little poke.
Does he have
you
a
know?
junkie growing in him?
So then we cut to what we would do is we had some fake commercials planned,
Oh,
and
hot
so,
dog?
Yeah, you see a guy at the baseball game, and he's it's real crowded, and he's
this is
at
a fake commercial.
Yeah,
it's
we're
describing now.
we're gonna do one fake commercial per episode, and this is just the one I remember. I don't know if we had talked about doing this episode or not.
This
but
is great.
You're at a baseball show, and this guy's trying to at the concession stand. It's crowded, and the lady's like, "Yeah, we're gonna get you." And he's like, "I'll have a hot dog," and then she points to the guy behind him. "What can I get you?" And he's like, "I'll have a hot dog." And the first guy turns around and looks, and he's like, I think I'll have what he's having. and then I don't know if we even decided what a hot dog officially was. But then I know after that the jingle was, "It's not a hot dog, it's a hot dog."
Oh, dude, y'all are man.
It is
This
just like
and
seeing, seeing the menu and seeing hot dog,
we
and
can't-
then right
we
below
can't
it, just
share
says
this
hot,
with
hot
anybody.
dog. It's
We
like
can't share this with
Okay.
anybody. We're gonna
So-
delete all this.
So then we wake up the next morning in the park, goes right to there, fades in, it's morning time, you hear the birds chirping. They're getting ready, taking a shower in the mountain or in the fountain, and they're all getting ready, and they're they got a can of beans they're cooking on a fire,
Of course.
breakfast or whatever,
Yep.
and they're kind of getting ready, and he's like, "Hey, here, can you hold this?" And he's like, "Oh, sorry, I'm brushing my teeth, I can't do it." And he's like, "Oh, my tummy baby can get it." And you see this little
casually.
this infant torso peek out from under his shirt and just like grab the can
Yeah,
of beans,
just like
and he just
like,
holds it.
like the
And it's just hold it
the
in there.
torso to the arm. So it's basically
Like kind of like Total Recall, where the
Oh
Exactly.
my god!
but it's like baby. It's just a baby instead of like an old weird
But
demon man.
he already named it as tummy baby.
My tummy baby.
Yeah.
Tummy
Oh, but my
baby.
tummy baby can hold it. Bloop, and he just peeks out. He's like, just one tooth, one flat tooth coming out of his nose,
Oh my
And
god!
so it takes them a few seconds to be like, what? And that's whenever they realize you run over to their office building and there's an angry mob of people.
And there's a
and
side
they've
effect,
all
apparently.
got tummy babies.
Apparently, there's a side effect that somehow this vitamin P would grow you a tummy baby.
That you're drinking this drug pee has made everyone grow infant torsos out of their own stomach.
this
Right.
is
And
it's
then-
almost
it's not over yet.
So they're like, fine, we've got it.
but there's
we've
another
gotta right our
business
wrong.
idea that they get.
We've
from
got to
that.
right our wrong, and then maybe this way we can, still keep some of this money. So they say, okay, we're gonna start a tummy baby abortion clinic. And
Which is-
so
I'll let you
if
describe what it
you
was.
come here and you've got a tummy baby, like we'll just take care of it, And so they all the people are lining up, and they realize that they're not being able to keep as much money as they could. Obviously, people are suing them and stuff.
Yeah.
And ultimately, what they're doing is they're lining up and they're just
Like
chopping off.
There's
the
like a
baby
tree stump
with like a sword,
and then they got like an axe or something, and they're just chopping it
throw
off.
and then they're just throwing it in the alley behind their office building. And this is I'm saying this out loud. I really am saying this out loud.
Yeah.
They're just throwing these torsos into the in the alley by this office building that they bought, and then just lighting them on fire. That's the way they're disposing
Yeah.
of these
oh
tummy
my
babies.
god!
And so they're just line up, chop, toss, chop, toss, chop, toss, and they're like, well, at least we still have the building. We can at least live in that. We're not homeless anymore, And that's when you notice that the building is catching fire from this pile of burning infant torsos.
Oh my gosh!
And it's catching fire and so everyone starts panicking and clearing the way, and then you notice that there's a lady up at the very top window.
Damsel in distress of
Help!
sorts.
Help! She's stuck in there, and we don't know when it's catching fire so quickly. We don't know when the fire department's going to get here, and everyone's just kind of looking around all panicked.
These stories up that she's up there.
And they're like, oh, I don't know what to. And you see Whistles, the main character, he just goes, reaches over and gets a bottle of vitamin P and puts it down the mouth of his tummy baby. Who does it to his tummy baby, who does it to his tummy baby, who does it to his tummy baby, and it creates this tummy baby ladder all the way up to the top window, right? And the lady climbs all the way down, all these tummy babies, and she's safe. And the whole crowd is cheering, like, yeah, woo! And then right at the peak of that, he goes, now! and they chop the tummy baby off of him, and then it ends with this like beautiful music as these like tummy babies like tumble, like this image of all of them just tumbling in slow motion to the ground.
Dude, just the visual of the tummy baby drinking and passing and just quickly expanding out.
Weird. I was gonna say my mind was running with that, and I feel like I've been on a ride. If I'm being 100% honest, I have been on a roller coaster right
and
now.
That's like a memory of that episode is like something I'm never gonna forget.
You know what?
It's
and then at the end of the episode, we destroy all the bottles because that was also in the fire. I think the bottles were in the fire.
Okay.
And at the very end of the episode, one final bottle like rolls like into the mud.
Oh, like Jurassic Park?
Like the vial of
no. Yeah, it gets covered up. So yeah.
And then we were gonna make 6 episodes, and the 6th episode was gonna be the return of the tummy baby, and it was gonna the episode was gonna open in like a military facility, like a tummy baby in like a crouch in a tube or something.
Being studied.
Yeah.
Oh my god. This makes me think of like this would have had y'all done this would have been the predecessor to the whole skibbity toilet thing with the head sticking out of the toilet, the tummy baby.
Dude.
That kind of like sounds very similar to
That's
the
what I'm
whole...
saying. There's software out there that